Welcome to Instant Replay, where we take a look at the most controversial plays from the weekend. I'm Andrew Wiebe. We start in Philadelphia, where a foul on the Union's Carlos Valdes put DC United in position to score the game's only goal.
Makes his run. Valdes does so well there.
Valdez's challenge is certainly awkward, but he clearly attempts to play the ball and gets a touch, however faint, before making contact with Chris Pontius. A fortuitous break for the visitors. Unfortunately for the Union, Pontius scored on a subsequent free kick, which drew some calls for offside that were correctly ignored. It was a legal play, as United stayed onside as a group when the kick was taken, and no touch reset the play before Pontius finished at the back post. The goal stands, even if the foul call to set it up was questionable. Our next stop is Montreal, where red cards given and not given were on the minds of many after the match. Jhon Hurtado was the only player to actually see red for his high challenge on Colin Warner. In my book, it was the incorrect call. The challenge deserved yellow, no doubt, but both players raised their boots to challenge for the ball, and Hurtado happens to be second. He makes contact with Warner, but it certainly isn't direct and doesn't endanger the safety of his opponent. Meanwhile, Fredy Montero was sure Nelson Rivas should have seen red for his tackle from behind on the Colombian forward. Referee Mark Geiger went for his yellow card, and I have to agree with that assessment. Although Rivas makes a reckless challenge from behind, he doesn't use excessive force. Montero may have been unhappy, but yellow was the correct call. Another debatable card split opinions in Kansas City as Ryan Johnson took down Aurelian Collin in the 77th minute. Sporting KC may have wanted more than the yellow Johnson received, but for me it was the proper decision. Johnson wasn't malicious or dangerous in the tackle, although he didn't do himself any favors by posturing after. Yellow was plenty. Down in Houston, it was more of the same. This time, FC Dallas's Jair Benitez was sent off for striking Colin Clark in the head. In this case, although the contact isn't huge, the call is justified. Players must be aware that when they make deliberate contact with another player's head, they stand the risk of seeing red. Benitez took the risk, and red was his just reward. Finally, in LA, two plays divided observers in the Galaxy's 1-0 victory. The first came on a tackle in the box by Todd Dunivant when New Timbers forward Danny Mwanga appeared to be taken down in the area. The referee didn't blow his whistle, which was the correct call, as you can see Dunivant get a clear touch on the ball before the contact comes, timing his tackle to perfection. The Timbers had another shout in the 61st minute when Dunivant gave his side the lead. Portland goalkeeper Troy Perkins was sure that Landon Donovan had obstructed him on the play. For me though, the play is fair and the goal should stand. Donovan has every right to hold his position as long as he isn't seeking out contact with Perkins. Goal stands, correct call. That's all we have for this week's edition of Instant Replay. Check back next time for a look at the weekend's controversial calls.